Hello, hello. So tonight I'm going to be using the oval board. And I'm going to do something totally crazy as usual. I'm going to be using some of Jackie's picks for this week that she did. Now I love this sign. Hey girl, hey. Hey girl, hey. I love the 3 cows. But I also love this one. I love this one as well, where it's just the welcome. And I think either one will work for this project that I'm doing. So I brought both home. But what I want to do is we're going to use florals, but we're going to use florals sparingly. Joined me before, you know I love, 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 love. We have these florals in every color you can think of at uniqueinthecreek.com. I love them. I love them because they have a little bit of everything in it. Now, these are the red, white, and blue ones that I'm showing you guys right now. But I'm going to separate it so you can see all the lovely little goodies, as Jackie would say, that come in this spray. And like I said, it comes in all different colors. This is the red, white, and blue. Okay, and it has like, oh, I just love it. It has all kinds of stuff. For my design tonight, I'm going to be using the red. And why I didn't show you the complete red is because I was breaking them apart already. So I've already used one off the red here. And I'm also going to be using yellow. I always love to put a pop of yellow into a farmhouse design. So red and yellow are always my go-to. And of course, it'll match both of these signs. And like I said, we're going to be using the oval board tonight. But I'm using the florals in a different way. I'm going to put the florals in behind the mesh. Okay, just like this. So you can really do this quite easily. And it's going to give that whimsy looking, like a whimsy looking look when we're done. But it's also going to give the impression of a very large wreath. Okay, so these I've just pinned back because I started it and I just wanted to make sure it was going to work before I go on the live, obviously. But can you see? So I've got some mesh, some ribbons, but we have our florals and our greenery coming out the bottom. So these florals and greenery are going to sit against the door. So I think the best way you guys are going to get the appreciation of what I'm going to show you guys tonight is probably tomorrow after I put it on my door and take a picture. You're just going to see, you know, it's going to be, if you take it right now, it's going to be from here to here where the florals are, which is 32 inches. But it's not going to look too big because it's just wispy florals going around the outside. Sticky outy things. Yes, thank you. So what I did is I took the oval board and I went from hole 1 to 1.5. Okay, and I put a zip tie in and I closed it so it was locked. Okay, and this is why I'm going overhead so you guys can see exactly what I'm doing. So we're going to do every other row from hole 1 to 1.5, 1 to 1.5. Okay, and you'll see I put the greenery in. I'm putting the greenery in exactly the same in each row, except for the top and bottom. You can see here at the bottom, I put some 2 pieces, a piece of yellow floral and a piece of red floral on the bottom, and I'm going to do exactly the same on the top. And then in the middle, on the sides, is where I put yellow. So you can put whatever color you want. You could put red all through. Like I said, we have every color you can think of in these sprays. I love them because I break these apart And you'll see I have the little berries and these little whatever spiky things. I've pulled them off because I'm going to put them on top of my ribbon. Can you see right here? So they're on top of my ribbons. Okay, so what I did was I took red. We're going to start up at the top. I'm going to be putting 2 pieces. I'm going to be putting a red, and you just kind of rip it off the stem. Okay, so each spray has 3. You can just rip them off the big wire. And the only place I put 2 pieces of these florals is the top and bottom. The side ones, I only put 1 piece of the spray. But I just broke them up. Okay, so we got a yellow and we got a red. So you rip it off the stem, okay? Cut the tag off. And what I'm going to do is I like to rip these apart even further. So like I said, I take the berries, which are kind of shorter down in the spray here. I'm going to rip them off and I toss them to the side. I take these little spiky things and toss them to the side. So there's the red done. I'm going to do the yellow. And then the rest of it, we're going to feed into this zip tie up at the top here. So let's start with the red. So I'm going to put this fern thing. This greens. And then usually each stem has these 2 long pieces. I'm going to put 2. And then we got 2 pieces of the red floral. So I'm just feeding it into the zip tie, just like that. So I crisscross them. And now I'm going to break down the yellow. So I put the 2 red ones from the red bush on this side, these little long thingies. I don't know what anything is called, but I'm just crisscrossing my florals. Just feeding it right into the zip tie. So this fern thing went this way, so this one's going to go that way. Got yellow. And then we got these green foam leaves. Alrighty, 1 yellow and then the second yellow. So again, what I've done is just deconstructed the spray and fed it in crisscross wise into the zip tie. And once you get everything in that you want, you just do up the zip tie. Okay, it's all in there. Then I'm going to put a little tiny bit of glue on there. And like I said, these florals are going to be sitting kind of against the door. So it's going to look really big. And now I'm going to go across with glue right across. Okay, and they're zip tied in and they're also glued in. Okay, once the glue dries, all of these are wired, so we'll be able to, you know, spread them apart and stuff and put the florals wherever, you know, we want them. So the top and the bottom have yellow and red, and then the sides are just, I did red, red, yellow, red. I don't know, just the way it went. Okay. Okay, so every other, from 1 to 1.5, look how big this is got some greenery and some florals. Okay, we got a pile of the little ball things and these little pointy things. Like I said, they're going to go on top. All right, so now what I'm going to do is we're going to put a zip tie. Every row that we put the florals in, you're now going to put a zip tie in row 1.5 to 2 and keep it open. Because we're going to put mesh and some ribbon in there. And the mesh I'm using is just a neutral jute mesh. And it's got the black and white gingham through it. I thought it'll look really pretty. You can use any mesh, but this is quite, we actually have a farmhouse line. I forgot to get Dave to bring home mesh for me, so I had this in my craft room, so that's why I'm using this. But we do have this particular one on the website if you like it as well. I just don't know the number because it was already open. So the florals were zip tied in row 1, or holes 1 to 1.5. So I went around and did that. And we can spread them out. It's easier to spread them out right now before we put the mesh and everything on. That way we can make sure that, you know, there's no bare spots. Very whimsical looking. I love it. Okay, so now you need 10 pieces of mesh. I cut my mesh at 20 inches. You could probably cut it at 18 inches and only use half a roll. Now, like I said, my mesh was already open. I don't know what I used it for. So I don't know how much was left on the roll. So I decided just to cut mine at 20 inches, my mesh. And I just did a simple kerfuffle. And you need 8. We're using, I'll show you the ribbon we're using. This is what Jackie picked out to go with this sign. Hey girl, hey. Look how cute. It's the same ribbon as what's on their handkerchiefs the cows are wearing. How cute is that, right? So we're using this cow print ribbon. Again, this is from Jackie's Picks. You can go on our website under Jackie's Picks and just put these in your cart. Same with the sign. The mesh is different than what Jackie picked because I forgot to bring it home. But this is RG 169027. That is the black and white cow. And then the paisley, red paisley, is RG 1692R9. And the sign is AP 8548. That's this sign. And then I pulled this sign too. This will match as well if you wanted to do just a simple welcome. And this one's AP 7312. So obviously on the oval, this sign would go this way. And this sign will go this way. So at the end, we can figure out which one we want. Okay, and you need 10 pieces of each of these ribbons. 10 pieces at 14 inches. So I already got 6 cut, so I'm going to pull my measure buddy out to 14. I'm going to cut 4 of these right now, but you need 10. I already have 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So you're going to have a lot of ribbon left, but I think I'm going to do a couple. I'm going to do a bow up here and a bow up here. So I'm probably going to do 2 bows with this ribbon. So, which is good because I have a ton of it left. we have more than even 3/4 of a roll on this one, and I've already cut all the tails for my my wreath. So I'm folding these into little packets here, and then we're going to do 10 total of the paisley. So I slide my 1.5 inch and I make my little packets. Okay, so let's put this bad boy together, right? Okay, we got all our florals in there. Now we're going to just add some little piece of mesh, a few little ribbons, and yeah, we'll make a bow. I did a zip tie from 1.5 to 2. Here's my kerfuffle, right? I'm going to put my kerfuffle right over top of my zip tie. Again, you can use pipe cleaners if you want. You can use, these are even really good, PVC stems. They're a little bit thicker than pipe cleaners, so if you want to get a tighter twist, you know, you can use these. We have these in 12, I think they're 12 packs in all different colors. So we're going to open our ribbon pack. I got my 2.5 inch. Yeah, we're talking about knees. But we're not going to continue talking about knees because Lori gets anxiety. Okay, so 2.5 inch at the bottom. I'm slightly angling the 1.5 inch. Both centers are lined up here. Pinch, pinch. We're going to put this right on top of our mesh and come around with our zip tie. Now, if you were using a pipe cleaner, you could just twist them all in. I like them on zip ties. I like it being in there nice and tight. Okay, there we go. And look how nice those florals are looking coming in from behind the mesh. And then remember we pulled these off because they were kind of short on our florals. So we're going to put these just on top of our ribbon tail so you can actually see them. So these were pulled off of the floral stem I used. You could put them underneath your ribbon tails if you want as well. And then we'll just put these all into the zip tie. I think I'll put 2 yellows and 1 red. I love these florals. I bought every single color that the wholesaler had. So there's lots in stock. So I'm going to pull that tight, clip that off, and now we can push these a little up. Okay, pin these. Isn't that cool? I love it. Look how big it looks. I love the florals coming out from behind. Such a different and unique look. Move these up. There we go. Okay, I'm just going to grab one of my pins here or my clips and move on to the next one. We're going to do exactly the same. We do it-yourself pizza, so we do kind of like a pizza bar with all the toppings and everything, and then we watched Christmas Vacation And we ate Christmas crack, and we ate all kinds of goodies. Except for Mitchell. Mitchell had nothing. Not funny, but he did so well. Yeah, that's what we did. And it was a lot of fun. Then we had Christmas Day. I did Christmas brunch, which I do every year. Did my famous French toast casserole. You know, it was good. And then everybody was gone by 1 o'clock. And Dave and I watched football all afternoon. It was the best Christmas ever. We stayed in our jammies and watched football all day. So thank you, NFL, for Christmas, even though I don't think football should be on Christmas Day. I think they should be spending time with their families. However, I do appreciate a good football game on Christmas. Oh my gosh, this is going to be so cool. It's going to have to get a little bit bigger because it's kind of large. But it's not really large. It just makes it, we made it look large. So again, just to recap, we've done 10 pieces of each of these ribbons. So 2 ribbons here at 14 inches. We did florals on every other row on holes 1 to 1.5. And then we did mesh and ribbon tails on rows 1.5 to 2. And these little berry things, like I said, came from the same floral spray that we were using on the back. I know, this is going to be so pretty. Look how big it looks. Like I said, we'll appreciate it more once it's on the door. I promise. It's going to be fab. See here at the bottom and the top, I used extra floral. So you can check that out at the beginning. And I crisscrossed them like this right into the zip tie and did it up. And then you move your florals around because they're all nicely wired. Okay, I need one more piece of mesh. Like I said, I was doing 20-inch pieces. So I only used half a roll of mesh on here. I didn't know how much was left on here because I had used it before. Okay, so I cut my piece at 20 inches. And what I did is I brought in the bottom about 4 inches, just doing a kerfuffle. I'm going to bring in this end about 4 inches as well. And then I just go right up the middle. It makes, I call it a kerfuffle, but a flat, more of a flat ruffle. So I've also been getting some messages. Right here is our last one right here. Okay, so we only used a half a roll of mesh. So 10 20-inch pieces. 10 14-inch pieces of the cowhide and 10 14-inch pieces of the paisley red. And I believe I used 3 red sprays and one and a little bit yellow ones, because I wanted to put a pop of yellow in there. And this is what we got for our base so far. It's all uniform, even though we sometimes don't like sticky outy things. It's very uniform all the way around. So when it's uniform, sticky outy things are not so bad. Okay, let's cut. I'm gonna cut these off. This is an MDF sign. Table mounts and automotive. I love this automotive tape. This is the automotive tape. It works fabulous on metal signs. This tape is used on the outside of cars, so it's really, really good shiz. If you have a stapler or something, I don't have my stapler, you can actually staple your pipe cleaners right to the back of an MDF sign. Right in the middle here. Just be careful when you put it where you want it and then push down. Okay, give it a press. This stuff is pretty good. All right, let's flip it over first. All right, there's the top. We're going to put a zip tie in there. That's going to be our hanger. And I am going to if I wanted to go straight across, you would just go here and here, right? And that would be right across the your wreath. I kind of like it tilted. Again, nice, neat back. Okay, my top's here. So I can do right there, and then I'll put a bow right in this area and right in this area. Looks good to me. So where I'm going to put, I kind of like it tilted like this. I don't know why, but I always tilt them like this. So what you're going to do is we're just going to kind of move the mesh around, or you can go right through the mesh with your pipe cleaners. And it kind of, if you go through the mesh, it helps with your sign sitting up. So you just kind of feed it through your mesh. It'll poke right through. Just takes a little more time, but you know, I got lots of time. All right, so I'm going to go, and I'll flip it over so I can show you guys where I ended up going. Okay, so this is the direct center right here. I did one down, so the next one I'll do, because the center's here, I'm going to go one up. That'll be perfect. At least you won't have to turn your head to the side to actually look at the sign. So I'm just going over top of the zip ties that were there, which make it a lot easier. Hey girl, hey! There we go. All right, now it's perfect, right? Okay. These ribbons, put this one over top of the corner. I'm gonna put a couple bows. I love the greenery coming out the back like this. Love it. So we still have about 3/4 of a roll of the cow print and 3/4 of a roll of the paisley. So we do have lots of ribbon to work with, so that's why we're going to add a couple bows. So I'm going to start with the paisley, and I think 6 inches. So I'm going to do kind of a funky bow up here. So I'm going to cut. So we have a tail. And then I'm going to start my bow. So 6 inches. 6-inch loop, 6-inch loop, and then a tail. Okay, so that's what we got so far. Looks like an X with a loop. Now again, I'm not the greatest bow maker, so if you struggle with bows, then watch me because I make simple bows. All right, now I'm going to come in with this cow print. And we'll do one at 6 inches. There's the tail. And then a 6-inch loop. Now this is a 2.5 inch, so cut that. Kind of wanting more red in my bow, as you can tell. Then I'm going to come back in with just a single loop, a tail. I don't want them too big because I don't want to open, I don't want to do too many, I don't want to use more ribbon. I wish I had though a 7/8 inch or a 5/8 inch. We do have lots of 7/8 at 25 yards on the website. This one is white with a black stitching on the edge. It's RC 5005WK. We're going to come in with a little bit of this. I'm going to put some tails of this. Hold, please, right, Lynn? So I'm going to do this about 5 inches. We're just adding a little zhuzh. When you add one little bit of a different bow than you have in the rest, or a different ribbon you have in the rest of your wreath, it kind of makes your bow kind of stick out so you can see it better. I think I like it. Because I do mine with zip ties, and you really don't need to have matching pipe cleaner to your bow because the pipe cleaner is not seen. Okay, keep it nice and stacked. I'm going to put the zip tie around the center here. All right, make sure it's centered. And we're going to flip that towards the back. And we're going to put a pipe cleaner in behind. See, you don't really need it. Now, why I like to use gray pipe cleaners is because then it matches the board. Because that's the only place you see the pipe cleaner is behind the board. Okay, you're going to pull this not super, super tight because we need to move our ribbon tails and our ribbon loops around. All right, now we're going to attach that to the board. So I'm going to recreate this bow again. same thing. Dovetail the ends. So I'm just dovetailing all our tails on our bow. Makes it more polished. Although it would be so fabulous if they had Travis Kelce. Oh, Travie, you're so dreamy. I drive Dave crazy every time Travis Kelce comes on. I have like a mad crush on him. Oh, Travie, you're so dreamy. All right, we got it all moved around. Open up the loops. Put these bows in, and we're done. We're done. So I'm going to put in this spot right here. That's where I'm going to put this bow. Kind of go down through the mesh. So it's when if you go down through the mesh with your your pipe cleaner, your bow will sit nicely on top of the mesh. Saw Mufasa today. The Lion King. How was it? Me and the girls want to go see it. Me and Wally and Cree. Although my friend Annette's coming from Scotland soon, I might save it for when she comes, that we go see it. Is this a wow wreath? Thanks, Lynn Broadbent. All right, there's one. Look how pretty that bow is. This girl, your girl has some mad skills. Right? Some mad skills, man. Not really, but hey, I'll take whatever I can get. Perfect. You know what? That's 7/8. Perfect touch. It was good? Awesome. Go see it. I was trying to get tickets for the Lion King on Broadway. Well, in Toronto. It's all sold out for when we wanted to go see. Okay, let's put another one. We're going to put it right there, the same one. Oh, you guys are really close. Let me zoom out for you. Again, I think we'll appreciate this wreath when it's on the door. You see all the fun stuff, the sticky outy things. Not bad. We used one roll of each of these ribbons. Well, not a full roll of the cow. Okay, I'm just twisting it. Twist it. I must say, it turned out pretty nice, didn't it? We don't want to, let's just roll this in. Don't want to cover up the Hey Girl Hey. So if you ever want, let's just put a little dab. A dab will do ya. We're just going to put that dab of glue. So our dab of glue right here. That way our ribbon tail goes over the sign but doesn't go past where we want it. And that's it. It turned out fab. Look at this bad boy. Hey girl, hey. I'm going to put another dab right in the corner and have this loop right there so it stays there, but it's not going to go over the sign. Tails, but I usually do that when it's on the door. The best way to do all this zhuzhing is when your wreath is on the door, take a picture of it. Take a picture of your wreath. And usually on the picture, you'll be able to see if there's anything that needs to be adjusted. There we go. I love, look at that. Isn't that great with all the greenery coming out? The sticky outy things. It's fabulous. And there's the back. Ooh, exactly why I like to use gray pipe cleaners. We'll stick these back down. See, if we had gray pipe cleaners, everything would look nice and neat. So, you know, in the kits, I usually always put gray pipe cleaners. The reasoning for that is so you don't see them on the back. Those sprigs of greeneries. Now, again, we glued them so you can, if there's any bare spots, again, when you put it on your door, you'll be able to go around and you can pull your greenery, as long as you glued it. If you zip tied and glued it, then you can like tug away and spread your greenery out. So it's like uniform all the way around your wreath, but beautiful, beautiful wreath. And this bad boy is, let's see, from top to bottom, from flower to flower, we got 35 long and about 30 wide. I'll have to fix my bow again. But again, like I said, I'll do that on the door. And there's our back. And that's it. That was fun. Well, thanks you guys for joining me. Anyways, you can do, even though I did this farmhouse, you can do any design this exact same way. Like I said, these florals that I absolutely love, these floral sprays, we have them in every color you can imagine. So they'll be perfect for Easter designs. I do have quite a few of them in the kits and stuff, but we do have all different colors, pinks, blues, purples, lilac, you name it, we got that color because, you know, I didn't want, there's only so much room in our warehouse, and lots of people wanted, you know, florals. I can't bring every single floral in because you know, a lot of our warehouse has our boards. You know, we have a huge warehouse that consists of boards. So it's not just, you know, boards for wholesale, boards for Amazon. It's not just supplies. So I have to keep that in mind all the time. So when people were asking for florals, I found these, and they have literally everything you need in a spray. Like I said, you just break it down. Like I put the short pieces, took them off, and we put the short pieces in the front where you're actually going to see those, and put the long pieces in the back where, you know, it makes it like whimsical and everything. So it worked really well. And this, like I said, this design will work for any. It doesn't have to be farmhouse. It can be any style, especially if you want an oval. Ovals are fabulous on the door. This Jackie put together. So always check out Jackie's pics because she is a pro. Okay, she's been wreathing for a very, very long time. She knows how to put things together. So when she does her pics, what she puts in her pics will work. So all of this was her pics, except for the mesh. I brought the wrong mesh home, but it was just a neutral mesh anyways, with more red in it. So if you're, you know, check out Jackie's pics because whatever she puts together will go together, okay? I think Team Unique will start back up probably the second week of January, okay? Have a great evening, and we'll see you all soon. Bye, everybody.